Hey YouTube, this is City Prepping. In this video we're going to take a look at the new Olight Seeker 2 Pro that just came out to the market. This is a flashlight that I received about a week and a half ago, and I've been playing around with it. And in this video what I'll do is I'll give you kind of my assessment, my honest thoughts. This is not a paid review, so I'm able to say pretty much whatever I want, and I will. And what we'll do is I'll take you through, kind of explain the different features. We'll play around with the lights, how this these different light options work, and some of the options that come with this flashlight. Also some of the specials that they're running if you are interested in picking up one of these. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, this particular flashlight, we've got just kind of a standard aluminum body. It's got a nice feel to it. It's got this silicone grip here on the side, which I like. You can see the little indentations for your finger. So from a perspective of how it actually feels in your hand, it feels good. It's not too big, not too small. Now, I wouldn't call this what I would consider an EDC flashlight. You're not going to be carrying this around every day unless you want to use the holster, which comes with it, which would make you look totally cool. All your friends would be so jealous if they saw you wearing this. Now, in all seriousness, if you were in a position maybe where you're in law enforcement or you're in a job where you need a flashlight and on your hip at all times, something like this would come in handy. I don't think this is necessarily something that you would just carry around your pocket. It is a little bulky. Not too bulky, but might make your pants stick out a little and confuse some people. So best to carry that in a holster. Now the Seeker 2 here, let's look at some of the features. I'll pop this back off here and take a look at the battery. We've got a 21700, which I really don't know what that means, but yeah, it's a rechargeable flashlight battery. So, which is pretty cool. I do like rechargeable batteries over kind of a one and done type of battery because from a prepper perspective, if you need a flashlight or some kind of a battery that you need to recharge, this does come with this little magnetic snap-on there, and you can plug this into either a USB device, which a lot of, for example, solar generators or other charging stations have these type of plugins. When you buy a flashlight, it obviously has a little charger that you can stick on. So I wish they would have included one of those so you can put it into a wall mount. But being what it is, I've got a ton of these little chargers around the house, so you can put that on there. Now, I was going to get into this a little more in a second, but this is one of the kind of cool features about this flashlight. It's got this little, basically kind of a charging station. You can just strap, or rather connect that to. It's not something that you would put in, for example, your car or something like that. I mean, because it shakes and it fall off. I mean, if I shook it hard. But where I could see this being super practical, and by the way, you can put this, snap it right there on the top. Pretty nifty, huh? I would say something like this would be practical if you want to, for example, hang it behind your bed or maybe on a nightstand with all the other toys. I mean, with all the other things that you have there. And it would be great for, let's say, security. Middle of the night, you hear something go bump and you need to just be able to quickly grab that. Well, you got it right there. And if you're not actually using this, and by the way, it's got some tape on there that in case you don't want to actually nail into your beautiful bed, instead you just want to be able to use some 3M tape there. That's pretty cool. But just for the regular daily use, if you have this, that's probably not going to work there. If you want to just actually plug that in and let's just say, charge this, you've got that option right there. So that is a pretty cool feature. Now, as far as the actual design and the finish, you get a really, really nice feel to it. It feels pretty professional. Now, obviously, this is not mil spec. You're not going to be throwing this around or dropping that. You usually have to pay a premium if you want something that's mil spec. But I will say, and again, we'll get into the features of the lights and some of the tactical aspects of it. I think this is a practical light from the perspective of, hey, I want something that I can carry around that could be, in a sense, used in a defensive purpose. And again, we'll talk about that when it comes to the strobe and some of the other features. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and jump into explaining the actual interface, the buttons here, and rather the button. I don't see many buttons. I just see one. Yeah, there it is. And we'll talk about some of the features. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually take a look at how this flashlight works and some of the interface aspects of it. To begin with, if you hold it down for 1 second, it will go into moon. Moon's the lowest setting, and I believe that will last for, I want to say 52 hours, or actually, no, 12 days. Wow, that's 5 lumens. So that's a pretty good amount of light and it's actually fairly bright. Now, if I were to, let's see, turn it off, and then turn it back on, it's going to remember the last setting that I was in. And let me see if I can get that to focus on the flashlight. Okay, but if I hold it down for just a little more, you'll see the light step up. Now it's in low. And low actually is 50 lumens, and that is good for 52 hours, which again is a pretty significant amount of time. Now if I hold it a little more, I'm going to be stepping up to medium, which is 300 lumens, and that's for 9.5 hours. If I hold it down again, now I'm in high mode, and that's actually 1200 lumens, and I believe that is for 30 minutes. And if I were to hold it, or rather double click, watch this, go into turbo, as you can see all the lights are lit up. And that is, like I said, 3200 lumens, and you get 2 different times of 150 minutes on that. So it's pretty significant. So now if I turn it off, watch this, when I turn it back on, it's going to remember the last setting I was on. Now, if I was in turbo and I go off, it's not going to turn back on in turbo. It's going to go on one step down, which in this case is going to be the high. So let's check this out. If I were to go into, let's see, I cycle through, now I'm at low. If I hold it a little longer, I go to medium, high, I'll back to low. Now if I turn it off, then I turn it back on, I'm at low. Now here's one of the other cool features is, as you can see on the right side, we've got the battery indicator, and this is, as you can see, at 75%. If I'm at full, that top up there would have been lit up. That little thing turns off after a little indicator goes blank after you're not using it for a few seconds. So one of the other cool things is you got lockout. So when it's on and I hold it down, oops, I believe I just, oh, wait a minute, that's what it is. I turn it off. I'm still learning this thing. Okay, if I turn it off and then hold it down, I go into lockout. Now, if I were to press it, you can see the little red tells me you're in lockout. To get back in, I just simply hold it down, and voila, I'm back in action. Okay, so that's how you kind of cycle through, and after you play with it a few times, you get the hang of it pretty quick. Now, here's one of the things I like, and again, from a kind of a tactical perspective, if you wanted to use something like this for self-defense, if it's off the way it is now, and you double click it, you go instantly into turbo mode. At 3200 lumens, you pop that in somebody's eyes, yeah, they're going to be pretty much blind for a few seconds, especially if it's in a dark area. One of the other cool features is if I triple click it, it goes into turbo but a strobe mode. So 1, 2, 3, and again, that's at 3200 lumens. That's not very comfortable to look at, and that's going to disorient or probably potentially blind somebody for just a few seconds, giving you an opportunity to either run away or defend yourself. Now, it's also got some features where the timer, you can set it, I believe, for 3 minutes and 9 minutes, and there's some instructions on that if you just want to turn it on, leave it on for 3 minutes, and it turns off afterwards. Again, to lock it, I just simply, let's see, I turn it off, that's what it is, and then I hold it down for just about a second, and we're now in lockout mode. There it is. So in summary, is this a good flashlight for a prepper? Well, at the price point, they are having a flash sale tomorrow. I believe I'm going to release this video maybe on Friday morning, Thursday night, I don't know. On May 3rd, which is Friday, they're going to be doing it, doing a deep discount, I believe $40 off. They have a lot of different pricing options depending on how much you spend. For example, I believe after 169, I'll have that information in the description section. If you spend a certain amount of money, they'll also throw in this flashlight, which is their, let's see, M1T Raider Plus. This is kind of a little more of an EDC flashlight that you would want to carry on your person. It's got the nice little clip here, actually be practical in your pants, put that in a pocket. But as far as, let's look at the options of what comes with this. The rechargeable, let me move all this down here. The little recharger, or the charging magnetic right there that pops on with the USB. You've got the L, kind of a, I like this actually. It's a really cool feature. I have yet to decide where I want to put this. I might be putting this either next to my bed on my nightstand, or, and again, because all I got to do is just simply keep this, charged up, and it's always going to be ready to go. And again, you've got the nice little pouch here. But probably what I'll be doing and using this for more than likely is this will probably be my go-to flashlight. I'll probably put it in a place that if I know that if there's an incident, specifically in my bedroom, for example, if I hear a bump in the middle of the night and I want a light that allows me to quickly check things out, again, having the potential to, have an advantage to use a strobe or the really, really strong light, the turbo at 3200 lumens. Again, this could be a definite, practical application for that. And again, if you're looking for something in, to put into your bug out bag, it's a little on the heavy side, but I could see the upside of, again, having the recharging option with the rechargeable battery. You wouldn't have to carry around a bunch of extra flashlights, again, assuming that you have some kind of way of charging. If you have a solar setup that maybe you brought on the side. Again, I use different solar generators all the time, and I always love having the option of having a device that I can simply plug in and have a rechargeable source, rechargeable option that I'm not having to frantically look around for batteries or try to find some. This is going to be a good option for that. So what I'll do is in the description section, I'll put a link if you want to check this out. And again, they're running a bunch of specials tomorrow on May 3rd. And you can see the different options there. They have different price points, and you can spend a certain amount of money and you'll get certain things depending on what you spend. If you have any questions, post those in the comment section below. If you enjoy the video, click the like button, share on social media, and as always, be safe out there.